Out in front, they lead by 1. Stay with us as we get set to bring you the second quarter right after this.
And now, the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hello, folks. Good to have you back. Ernie Johnson with Kenny the Jet Smith and the Big Diesel, Shaquille O'Neal. Welcome to the NBA Halftime Show on 2K Sports. Ben Simmons putting in some incredible work. He ended up with 17 points, 4 assists, and 2 rebounds. He has bounced back nicely from what was a tough night for him in their last game. Judging by that first half, he's back to his old self again. And from what we saw so far from the Sixers, Kenny, what's your takeaway?
You have to love a team that pounds the offensive glass. That's going to gain you extra possessions. And check this out. Sometimes just having more offensive chances than your opponent wins the basketball game.
Shaq, what'd you think about Orlando?
Well, a lot of their points came in transition. They dictated the pace of the game. It was a fast pace. Put the defense back on its heels. I say keep attacking the second half. Do not slow down.
And that'll do it for us. The third quarter about to begin with Kevin Harlan standing by. We'll catch you on the flip side.
My brother.
Well, once they got going, the comeback was on. We've got more NBA basketball coming your way in just a minute.
Just true artistry right there. I mean, great decision on where to go with the ball, and how about the perfect delivery?
And they'd love to see every possession end this way. True team basketball.
For Greg Anthony, Clark Kellogg, and David Aldridge, this is Kevin Harlan saying thanks for watching. See you later.
The 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hello again, Hoop fans. NBA Halftime Show on 2K Sports. EJ, Shaq, Jet. A pretty close game for the Wizards throughout the first quarter. Nothing seemed to give way on either side of the scoring column as they wrapped up the period all knotted up. They really touched on the right formula in the second quarter as they were able to pull out to a 6-point lead before the halftime break. And let's get your thoughts, Kenny, on the Wizards.
Well, first and foremost, you got to take care of the basketball. And that means playing with poise, making good decisions, and not giving away any possessions. They did a great job of that in the first half.
Shaq, how do you think Cleveland played?
Well, you want to try to hold your opponent under 50% shooting. That has not happened. Defensively, they're allowing way too many good looks. They need to do a better job of shutting down the lane, as well as closing out on shooters.
And that's a wrap. With the third quarter approaching, we now send you back to Kevin and the crew.
Best production tonight. Right back after this break.
And the definition of teamwork right there, guys. I mean, what great communication between them, and what a beautiful feed.
Well, coaches talk about it all the time, but to be able to play with that kind of feel, nice play, collaborating, improvising, and organic.
Folks, for our broadcast, for Brett Berry, Greg Anthony, and David Aldridge, this is Kevin Harlan along with our 2K Sports crew. We'll see you later. New York, you're watching 2K Sports.
And now, the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hey, folks. Welcome back. This is Ernie Johnson, Kenny the Jet Smith, Shaquille O'Neal at 2K Sports. Let's talk first half. A tremendous game we're seeing from Hassan Whiteside. He had 16 points, 4 block shots, and 10 rebounds. He has bounced back nicely from what was a tough night for him in their last game. Judging by that first half, he's back to his old self again. Let's hear from you, Shaq, on the Heat first half.
Yeah. This is the Whiteside I want to see. Aggressive. Going hard after the ball, confident in the offense. He has the size and athleticism to take over, as we saw in the first half. Reminds me of Alonzo Mourning.
And Kenny, what are your thoughts on Brooklyn?
They need to break it down. And I look at the individual areas that they're struggling, like they're getting pounded. I mean pounded, Ernie, on the boards. That's a hustle stat.
And that's a wrap for our halftime show. The third quarter just about to get started.
And when we return, we'll get the fourth quarter rolling right here on 2K Sports. Seconds left in the fourth. And now let's present our Jordan player of the game, Hassan Whiteside.
And Kevin, it's a no-brainer. He's controlled every aspect of this game, and it's just so fun to see a player perform at a level
Kellogg,
that's
Greg
just...
Anthony, and David Aldridge. This is Kevin Harlan thanking you for watching the NBA, presented by 2K Sports. See you later. Production tonight. We come back right after this.
The 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hey, it's good to have you back. You're watching the 2K Sports Halftime Show. This right here is Kenny the Jet Smith. This right here is Shaquille O'Neal. Me, I'm just Ernie. For Boston, it was a challenging first quarter. They were on their heels immediately, at one point staring at a 12-point deficit in that opening period. Moving on to the second quarter, big-time momentum shift as they came out blazing, wiping the deficit away and now lead by 2. Kenny, what's your take on Boston so far?
I was super impressed with their shot selection. I think that was part of the strategy coming in. They wanted to be patient with the basketball, move it around, and get high percentage looks. Obviously, that's going to be big.
How about you, Shaq? What did you think about Chicago?
Well, I'll tell you what I saw in the first half, Ernie. 3 things. Soft defense, not enough pressure, but they can still win this game. They need to ramp it up. Was that 2 or 3? Doesn't matter. You understand, Ernie.
And that's a wrap for our halftime show. The third quarter just about to get started.
Teamwork right there, guys. I mean, what great communication between them, and what a beautiful feed.
I mean, well, if you're the coaching staff, I mean, you're pumped up. This highlight will not only make it on the TV,
I'll do it for
we're
now.
making it to the film
For
set.
Chris Webber, Greg Anthony, and David Aldridge, this is Kevin Harlan saying thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.
And now, the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hey, folks. Welcome back. This is Ernie Johnson, Kenny the Jet Smith, Shaquille O'Neal at 2K Sports. Let's talk first half. The story early on was Kawhi Leonard, who was on fire. He ended up with 24 points, 3 steals, and 1 block. And taking a look at the Raptors, Kenny, what did you see out there?
Well, the Claw continues to take his game to a new level, Ernie. Incredibly fluid with range nowadays. The tremendous handle, hard to think of a better two-way player than him in the league. And the first half showed his ability to control a game to the fullest.
And Shaq, what are your thoughts on Detroit?
Well, they were playing like it was Christmas, Ernie, giving up a lot of turnovers. There's no excuses for the turnover numbers, sloppy ball handling. They looked out of control, and the execution was all over the place.
And that'll do it for us. The third quarter about to begin with Kevin Harlan standing by. We'll catch you on the flip side,
my brother.
Amazing shooting. That's what has them headed to a blowout. We've got more NBA basketball coming your way in just a minute.
At least a couple of these pretty assists over the course of a game, and this one, a thing of beauty.
You see why they trust him with the ball in his hands. He can make the simple play, and he can pull off the spectacular. I think our players is just like everybody else. You have freedom of speech. You should be allowed to speak up on issues.
The Raptors making a switch here. Green's checked in. Folks, for Greg Anthony, David Aldridge, Steve Smith, and the rest of our terrific 2K Sports crew, this is Kevin Harlan saying thanks for watching. See you next time. The star for him in that quarter. We've got more NBA basketball coming your way in just a minute.
The 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hey, welcome back to 2K Sports. I'm Ernie Johnson. Shaquille O'Neal is here. Say hello to the people, Shaq.
Hola.
Kenny's here.
Ni hao.
And we're analyzing the first half of action. It was a big-time first quarter for Giannis Antetokounmpo. He had 14 points, 10 rebounds, and 6 assists. Shaq, let's get your take on Milwaukee.
Well, they're getting higher percentage looks, good game planning. The ball is moving around. Guys aren't pulling the trigger at the first thing they see. They are definitely staying disciplined. That's a big part of what has them having the lead at the halftime.
And now, Kenny, let's get your opinion on Memphis.
Well, they're facing a team that shot very well in the first half. Now, that being said, they probably weren't aggressive enough on the defensive end. That was the difference.
And that's a wrap. With the third quarter approaching, we now send you back to Kevin and the crew.
Stay with us as we get started for the fourth quarter.
Glad this was the pick because I love this pass. Such a great dish. That's what I call court vision.
Well, a great job with the eyes. And what separates great playmakers, as we know, Greg, is peripheral vision.
Win.
And now, for the year, this is going to take them to 7 wins.
And so they win their first game against this squad. It's a 2-game season series, and they'll be going for the sweep the next time they face off.
And we watched them all night long. No one could really stop them. Just another excellent game it was for Mike Conley.
I really liked the ball movement all night long. He was excellent at setting the table for his guys. Table for 4.
Folks, for Greg Anthony, Brett Barry, and David Aldridge, this is Kevin Harlan. Thank you for watching the NBA, presented by 2K Sports. So long, everyone.
the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
It is a good game we have here after one half of play. Everybody, welcome back for our halftime show. Ernie Johnson, Shaquille O'Neal, and Kenny Smith. A tremendous game we're seeing from Anthony Davis. He ended up with 15 points, 5 rebounds, and also 3 steals. The first 2 quarters went very well for him. Kenny, your thoughts, how the Pelicans are playing?
I was surprised on how comfortable they seemed here on the road. The hostile crowd, that didn't bother them at all. And I want to see if they can keep that up in the second half.
Shaq, what'd you think about Minnesota?
Well, they remind me of Arizona. They were flat defensively. They didn't collapse at the end. They allowed over 50% shooting. I expect them to come out much more aggressive in the second half and try to take the lead early on.
And that's a wrap for our halftime show. The third quarter just about to get started.
Books, and this one all but over already. New Orleans on top, running away with it. And we'll have the start of the fourth quarter for you as soon as we get back from this short break.
There, I mean, great decision on where to go with the ball, and how about the perfect delivery?
We call that, Greg, putting it right in the pocket, and he knew what to do with it once it was there. Digital world, the next generation views their platforms in non-traditional, non-linear fashion. So to me, this is really smart decision making.
I know you're a big Twitch watcher yourself. You subscribe, and like me, you love the G League.
I'm always twitching.
Joining us, that'll do it for now. For Greg Anthony, Doris Burke, and David Aldridge, this is Kevin Harlan saying thanks for watching. See you next time. Let's take a quick break now, and then it's on to the second quarter after this.
It's the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hey, everybody. Tremendous first half. Glad to have you back. Ernie Johnson, Shaquille O'Neal, Kenny the Jet Smith. There was no stopping Kristaps Porzingis in the first half. He ended up with 17 points, 6 rebounds, and 1 assist. He's definitely heated up over the last few games, and we're seeing some of that same recipe here tonight. Taking a look at the Knicks, Kenny, what'd you think?
Well, the three-point shooting was the key thus far. When you're knocking down those shots from the perimeter, it really spreads the floor. You demand respect from the defense. We'll see if they can keep it flowing in the second half.
And now, Shaq, let's get your opinion on Oklahoma City.
They did some good things, but the defense could have been much better. They allowed too many open looks, allowed the other team to make over half his shots. Some of that is not getting enough pressure on the ball, not really contesting at the rim. They look good, but not good enough.
And that'll do it for our halftime report. Stay tuned for the second half, about to get underway.
Ready.
And I'm glad this was the pick, because I love this pass. Such a great dish. That's what I call court vision.
Well, a great job with the eyes, and what separates great playmakers, as we know.
Now the presentation of our Jordan Player of the Game, Kristaps Porzingis.
And Kevin, it's a no-brainer. He's controlled every aspect of this game, and it's just so fun to see a player perform at a level that's just higher than anyone else out on the floor.
For Greg Anthony, Brent Barry, and David Aldridge, this is Kevin Harlan. Thank you for watching the NBA, presented by 2K Sports. We'll see you next time. don't go away. We'll be back momentarily.
It's the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hello again, Hoop fans. NBA Halftime Show on 2K Sports. EJ, Shaq, Jet. A tremendous start for Donovan Mitchell. He had 13 points, 4 assists, and 1 rebound. And, Kenny, what'd you see out there from the Jazz?
Well, they're putting bodies on people. If you just look at the rebounding numbers, you can tell that they've been putting their body on and being more physical than the other team. Now, that fact looms large on both sides, and that's going to be the difference in the second half.
And, Shaq, what did you see from Dallas?
Ernie, they're taking way too many threes. The offense has no rhythm. They need to go back to the drawing board. Maybe try to get a little bit more transition, more off the pick and roll. Anything other than shooting that three. It's not going.
And that'll about do it as we get ready for the second half. Let's take you down to Kevin Harlan.
Shout out to my man Joel.
Joel, what up?
The Mavericks on top, leading by just 2. And after a quick break, we're going to come right back with the start of the fourth quarter. Of our Jordan Player of the Game, Donovan Mitchell.
And I just love how assertive he's been at the offensive end tonight. That's really come across in his passing. He's been decisive, knowing just where to go with the ball and making some great feeds. The D hadn't been able to figure out what to do against this guy.
For our broadcast, for Greg Anthony, Clark Kellogg, and David Aldridge, this is Kevin Harlan. Thanks for watching the NBA on 2K Sports. And we'll see you next time.
And now, the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Welcome back to you, I guess.
And you.
Not you.
Not him?
You.
Oh, her, for sure.
Them.
Yes.
This is Ernie Johnson. That's Kenny, that's Shaq. You're watching the NBA Halftime Show on 2K Sports. DeAndre Ayton was on fire in the first half. He ended up with 15 points, 2 block shots, and also 3 steals. Kenny, let's start with you. What did you think about the Suns?
Well, I really like how many times they got to the free throw line. They've taken the direct method, attacking the basket, not settling for jump shots. That's gotten them some really good looks and a lot of points from the line. Staying aggressive in the second half is key.
Shaq, let's get your thoughts on San Antonio.
Well, they got a ton of issues to work out. Allow way too high a percentage to be shot against them. Not really showing any energy on defense. No discipline. Look at their faces, Ernie. Do they even want to be here?
And that should do it. With the second half about to begin, let's send you back to Kevin Harlan. Go back to Kevin Harlan. Go. Just go over there.
Amazing shooting. That's what has them headed to a blowout. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.
And he sliced the D wide open with his feed. They had no chance to prevent that basket.
Creating plays for others, it's an art form, but it's also a discipline.
That'll do it for now. For David Aldridge, Greg Anthony, and Steve Smith, and the rest of our terrific 2K Sports crew, this is Kevin Harlan saying thanks for watching. See you later. Live from the Staples Center, you're watching 2K Sports.
The 2K Sports Halftime Show.
After one half of play, it's been a one-sided affair. Hey, everybody, welcome back. This is Ernie Johnson alongside Shaquille O'Neal and Kenny the Jet Smith. A big night so far for Kyle Kuzma. He ended up with 15 points and 1 block. And let's get your thoughts, Kenny, on the Lakers.
Well, they were dishing out dimes left and right, and the guys were finishing strong. As a team, they seem to be always thinking, always looking for the best shot. If they keep sharing the ball this way, the second half could be more lopsided than the first.
Looking at Portland, Shaq, your thoughts?
Well, they struggled in a number of areas. Protecting the rim is really at the top of the list. They haven't made that a priority. They haven't put forth a whole lot of effort. You got to protect the rim.
Thanks for joining us, folks. We're now just a few minutes away from the start of the third quarter.
The start of the fourth quarter for you as soon as we get back from this short break.
And definitely deserving of the prize tonight. How about the read he made here? Looking like a point guard, putting the pass right on the money.
Oh, beautiful feet. Always a luxury. The emotions of the fans to direct them to cheer for their team further on. But a lot of times I tell you this, though, coaches getting fired are because the players don't execute and follow through. A lot of times it's not the coach's fault, but usually they have to take the fall, and that's what being the leader is all about. And unfortunately for the coaches, there is quick turnover, but hopefully they can land back on their feet.
Tonight, folks, for our broadcast. For David Aldridge, Greg Anthony, and Chris Webber, this is Kevin Harlan, thanking you for watching the NBA on 2K Sports. We'll see you next time.